Stormcast for Wednesday, March 7th. I'm Czaplinski. And this nor'easter was slow to start this morning, but snow is now falling quickly, as you can see outside our window here in Shelton, and from all the videos you're going to see sent in via our editors and reporters. But before we get to some of our storm footage, some breaking news out of Stratford this afternoon. Stratford police have issued a silver alert for a local man they say is missing and has dementia. Now, the Stratford Police Department is attempting to locate 79-year-old Anthony Capuano. He was last seen yesterday, March 6th at about 6 p.m. Now, at the time, he was driving a 2007 Chrysler 300 color blue. Now, the license plate on that car is YW9001. Now, Capuano is described as a white male, about 5'7", tall with brown eyes and white hair. Now, police say he suffers from dementia and other medical issues, and they're asking anyone with information to please contact them at 203-385-4100. And we'll be following updates on that story throughout the broadcast. Now, Governor Malloy gave his storm briefing just earlier this afternoon. He has activated the state's Emergency Operations Center at around 11 a.m., and he says it will remain activated throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Now, the state's court system closed at 1 p.m. today, and all non-essential second shift state employees are not to report to work. Now, the forecasts indicate that travel will be becoming more treacherous as the afternoon goes on, with 1 to 3 inches falling per hour at the heaviest part of this storm. Now, right now, the state has not implemented a travel ban, but they are urging everyone to stay off the roads and never to pass any plows for both your own safety and that of the plow driver. Now, we have been getting a look at some of the conditions on the roads around southwestern Connecticut thanks to our reporters, including a look at New Canaan's Main Street. A video was sent in around 1:30 p.m. The snow was finally starting to stick to the roads there. It was taking a while. It was a slow start. Now, Governor Malloy says 634 plow trucks are on the roads and 200 contractor plows will be called in if needed. State police, of course, also have extra crews out there. Now, of course, local towns have their plow crews ready, and earlier this morning, the New Canaan Advertiser spoke to one of those drivers. Take a look.
It's going to be a pretty hectic day. Hopefully there's not a lot of cars on the road. You know, the less cars, the easier the job is for us. Most likely when the snow comes down hard, we are going to try and just keep the roads open, passable. And then when the snow is done, we come back and clean up.
And thanks again to Grace Duffield for that video. Now, it looks like snow is a bit slower to stick in some areas, as we see in some video sent in from Milford on Plains Road there, where you just see the snow not quite sticking to the roads yet, not on the grass either. But we are hearing that this is going to shift and that roads are going to get very treacherous there. Now, if you are staying off the roads, as you should, you may be able to enjoy just how beautiful the snow is. Now, Diane Farrell sent in some snowy shots around Darien. A few were taken at Pear Tree Point. Some others on the Rings End Bridge sent in this afternoon. Not many people out there other than the seagulls right now, as you can see, but it is a very pretty snowy scene. Again, those were sent in by Diane Farrell to our own Darien Times. Now, Susan Schultz, our Darien Times editor, is at home in Wilton today, and she sent in some pretty scenes there. Take a look at her shots of on Pimpawog Road, just a beautiful snowy scene. Check it out. It's okay. So that was just a photo, but we do have some video. We are going to play that for you later. We're going to step out for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jacob Mizell of swctweather.com. We spoke to him just a little bit earlier about this forecast and what you can expect as the day goes on. That coming up on your HAN Network Stormcast right after this.
Voted best one way to go in Fairfield County, Palmer's extensive menu offers everything you'll need to make your next event easy and delicious. Whether you're hosting a small get-together or planning a large celebration, they've got you covered breakfast through dessert. Order online at palmersdarien.com or call 203-655-2077.
Yeah, Dad.
Kyle, I need you to update the financial statements.
I took care of that yesterday, Dad.
Mac,
I need you to get those deals approved.
They're all done, Mr. Miller.
Jeff, I need you to order lunch for the meeting. They can't do a thing without me.
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
I'm never going to retire.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
Welcome back to your HAN Network Stormcast. I'm Kate Czaplinski. And just a little bit earlier today, we spoke with Jacob Mizell of swctweather.com. Now, when we spoke to Jacob, the snow wasn't yet falling quite as much as it is now, but he gave us a look at what's coming up later today. So we're going to throw it over to him right now for more on this storm. When are we going to see kind of a big change, especially on the roads?
So a lot of it's going to depend on your elevation and your proximity to the coast. Inland, things are really going to start to go downhill around noon into 1 p.m. We're actually seeing one of the first bands of heavier snowfall approach the Connecticut coastline right now. That's going to move through, and as that moves in, we're going to see increasing banding, increased intensity of snowfall over the next few hours. At the coast, as the heavier precipitation comes in, it'll pull down surface temperatures that are around 35 to 36 degrees right now. That's a little too warm for the snow to really stick on roads. The surface temperatures will fall by 2 or 3 p.m. with the heaviest snow easily stuck on roads. So 1 o'clock inland, 3 o'clock at the coast, things will really be getting pretty dangerous out there.
Now, Jacob, let's talk about accumulation. What are the ranges that we're looking at around Fairfield County?
So right now we're calling for around 6 to 12 inches across coastal locations, and slightly higher amounts inland. We have 8 to 16 inches across inland Westchester County, 7 to 14 inches across inland Fairfield County. That being said, there will be some pretty big differences just locally in some of these towns. Again, elevation will play a factor. Higher elevation areas, lower temperatures, snow is able to stick easier. And farland areas around Interstate 84 or further north, we could even be looking in a few areas a bit more than 14 inches should they stay snow through all of the storm. But generally, coastal areas, looking at that 6 to 12 inches, my guess would be most areas end up around 9 or 10 inches.
Now, what about wind gusts? Are we going to see any major winds that could cause some power outages in this storm?
So there will be gusty winds. It's not going to be anything like the storm last Friday in terms of winds. The focus here is very intense snow, whereas the focus there from the beginning was always the winds. There will be wind gusts. We're looking at the coast gusts to about 30, 35 miles an hour, inland 25, 30 miles an hour, maybe an isolated gust a bit higher. Now, one concern is that this snow is going to be very heavy, wet, and dense. And as that sticks to trees and power lines and you get some gusty winds, it will be possible as that snow adds weight to see some limbs snap, see some issues. Isolated to widely scattered power outages are still possible with this storm, but certainly nothing as widespread as with the last storm where you saw those wind gusts upwards of 55 miles an hour.
Now, for people that maybe want to think about getting out of the house later tonight, when do you see this storm, the major part of it, wrapping up?
So the heaviest snow, the part that we're most worried about due to it potentially trapping motorists on roads and falling at 2, 3, 4 inches per hour, that winds down 7 to 8 p.m. tonight. That being said, that's not quite the end of this storm. We're going to see lingering snow showers through about 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. That's when the snow will finally move on out. So road conditions are going to remain quite poor through the evening, hopefully improving overnight. And we're calling for the potential for school impacts into the day tomorrow, depending on how much accumulates. There could be the delays. There could even be some closures, especially as temperatures overnight inland fall back below freezing. So any snow that falls or melts, turns to slush, could freeze back up. More black ice issues. Definitely expect a slow commute tomorrow morning as well.
Okay. Now, Jacob, looking ahead, obviously we're all thinking about spring. Is there any indication on the horizon of more snow or more storms headed our way in the near future?
So there's another storm threat we're tracking that late Sunday night into next Monday. The good news is because of the way this storm is progressing, this storm is actually going to kind of stall out off of southeastern Canada and likely direct the next storm further south. So got to watch a little bit for the potential for snow next Monday, but right now it looks like we stay dry. After that, no real indications of any wintry storms to watch for. We're going to go through a bit of a milder period late next week into next weekend. There could be one more cold shot late in the month into early April where you'd have to look potentially for some winter weather, but you're getting so late this season that it gets that much harder to really get that accumulating snow. The sense is that this is likely going to be the last significant winter storm of the season, but you really can't rule out some kind of craziness late in the season.
All right, Jacob, before we let you go, just one more time, when do you say people should get off the roads and stay off for a while? What time?
Our sense here, the 1 p.m. time has been what we've generally been advising clients. That's when we expect the heaviest snowfall to really start moving in. And the tricky thing with this storm, too, is that it's going to go from okay and manageable to really quite bad very quickly. I'm sure people are looking outside right now and saying, oh, the snow is falling, but it's not sticking on the roads. That's true. Over the next hour or two, especially at the coast, things won't get too bad. But once one of these heavy bands moves in where you're going to see very heavy snow, potentially thunder snow, the snow will fall at such a rate that roads will quickly become covered, and you're really going to start to see those issues. So 1 o'clock is when that risk first arrives.
All right. Well, Jacob Mizell of SWCTweather.com, we always appreciate having you on and the information that you give us. Always accurate.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks again for having me.
All right. Thanks so much, Jacob. So thanks again to Jacob Mizell. We spoke to him around 11 a.m. this morning, and things have changed out our window since then. The snow is definitely starting to come down a bit harder. As you can see, Route 8, though, snow not sticking to much of it yet, but we are being told that that's going to quickly change. We mentioned earlier some pretty video from Wilton on Pimpawag Road from Susan Schultz. Let's take a look at that. So again, if you're able to stay off the roads and stay home, maybe you can enjoy some of the beauty of this snowstorm. Well, we're going to step out for a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to our editorial director, John Kovach, who has been out and about all morning and afternoon in the storm. That coming up on your HAN Network Stormcast right after this.
Get a fresh start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest Salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek Salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Want a new experience in car buying? No aggravation, no confrontation, just answers to all your questions. SCAP Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car buying the way you want it to be. With one of the largest selections of new 2- and 4-door Jeep Wranglers available, we are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Family owned and operated for over 50 years. Call, click, or stop in today.
Save thousands right now at the Spring Sales Event and Ram Truck Month. Ends March 31st.
At Galt, we always put you first. As your full-service home heating partner, we provide expert delivery, installation, and maintenance for all your heating needs with knowledgeable, friendly professionals that give you peace of mind 24/7. Galt Family Companies, you first since 1863.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Orthopedics Walk-In Urgent Care gives you direct access to orthopedic specialists fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Orthopedics Walk-In Urgent Care can help. Open 7 days a week now at 3 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue, Norwalk, 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien, or in the Westport Medical Center at 323 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Go to myorthoct.com, like them on Facebook.
Welcome back to your HAN Network Stormcast. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and on the line we have our editorial director, John Kovach, who's been out and about all morning and this afternoon. John, how's it going out there?
Now that I'm inside, it's a little bit drier.
Well, John, I know things were slow to start this morning. You went out pretty early, and there really wasn't much to see, as we talked about on Coffee Break earlier today, right?
There really wasn't. This morning was maybe a little bit of wind. You could sense a storm coming in. There was wind coming in off the water that I got some video of. St. Mary's by the Sea in Bridgeport, predominantly. You could tell something was coming in, but nowhere near the worst I've ever seen blowing in. And then around a little before noontime, I went as far as Sherwood Island in Westport and then worked back east. And the wind had picked up some, and the precipitation had picked up some. But at that point, it was still rain with occasional sleet. And the roads were predominantly just wet. It was really a rain event at that point.
And I know you also were taking some video of Southport. It didn't look like there was still much snow there on the coastline. And again, we're just some seagulls out. That's pretty much it. I liked your one video of a seagull kind of sitting on the lifeguard chair. I know we're going to be playing that one in just a bit, but it looked like that was the lifeguard on duty, was just the seagull was out there. There he is.
I like the line of them with their heads tucked under their wings, all trying to shield from the wind, which was kind of how I wanted to feel. But you know, if you're going to be at the beach, be safe, make sure there is a lifeguard on duty, and there we go. But at that point, still, it was a rain event. It was probably 10 minutes after that, 15 minutes after that, when I was along the post road in Fairfield, that it really began to switch over. And as Jacob Mizell said this morning, it was a little before, right around 1 o'clock, a little before 1 o'clock, it turned to snow, and immediately you saw that slushy layer forming even on the busier roads. And I think that's where we are now, is that the heavier roads are still primarily just wet, but you're getting some slush and some snow on the side roads, and I think you're going to see it pile up fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think so too. How are things looking outside your window right now in Fairfield?
It's snowing reasonably hard, but it's kind of a snow globe snow. The road, maybe a little bit of coverage on the road, but not too much. Yeah, I'm still seeing blacktop in places, and then other places are covered with basically slush. But I mean, everything, the side roads are still passable, but we're only a little more than an hour and a half max into this, and we're seeing a quarter of an inch of slush on my road. Now, my road is not heavily traveled, but you can see that the side roads are going to turn slippery very quickly.
Now, John, kind of switching topics, this forecasted snowstorm, I know it kind of fell on our production day for our newspapers, but we are offering an electronic version of all of our newspapers tomorrow, right, in case the weather hinders some of those deliveries.
In case your paper does not get delivered, or you can't get to the newsstand to pick it up, we have opened up access to our e-edition. You'll just be able to click. It's on the banner on your local HAN Network website. You'll see e-edition. You'll click there, and starting tomorrow morning, you will enjoy 24 hours of free access to a PDF edition, searchable PDF of our weekly newspaper.
All right, John, I know you and the rest of our news staff are busy just keeping everyone updated on this storm and what's happening on our HAN community news site. So definitely important for people to keep track of those sites and see what's happening in their town.
A lot changing. For instance, Fairfield just at 2 o'clock implemented its parking ban. We're still seeing things change in communities. So really a lot of people shut down early. So it's been kind of everybody waiting and wondering when the worst of this storm was going to hit, and I think we may be at the beginning of that.
Right. All right, John Kovach, editorial director, thanks so much, John, and I hope you get to stay inside for a little while now.
We'll give it a shot, but probably not long.
All right, John, thanks so much. All right, we're going to step out for another break here on your HAN Network Stormcast. We'll be back with more right after this.
Dr. Stephen Molinaro and Peter Healy of Family Practice Dentistry and Laser Dental Care have served Ridgefield for over 22 years. Experienced staff offer gentle drillless techniques, preventative care, and cosmetic procedures in a relaxed environment. Grateful for the community's trust and support through the years, new patients and their families are welcome. Call today.
At Rings End, we say it's time to re-love your home. Time to refresh and reinvigorate the way you live. And whether you're redoing something big or small, remember the letters RE stand for Rings End. We're the new model in home remodeling.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com. Well, there's still...
Welcome back to your HAN Network Stormcast. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and before we get back to more of our storm coverage, just want to mention again this breaking news out of Stratford earlier this afternoon. Stratford police have issued a silver alert for a local man that they say has dementia. Now, the Stratford Police Department is attempting to locate 79-year-old Anthony Capuano. He was last seen yesterday, March 6th, at about 6 o'clock in the evening. Now, at the time, he was driving a 2007 Chrysler 300 color blue. Now, the license plate on that car is YW9001. Capuano is described as a white male, approximately 5'7", with brown eyes and white hair. Now, police say he suffers from dementia and some other medical issues, and they're asking anyone with information to please contact them at 203-385-4100. And just recapping some of our earlier storm news, Governor Daniel Malloy gave a storm briefing earlier this afternoon. He plans to give another one this evening, but he has activated the state's Emergency Operations Center, and that was at about 11 a.m., and he says it will remain activated throughout the afternoon and the early evening. Now, we've seen a lot of closings, things closing early, including the state's court system. That closed at 1 p.m. The DMV closed at noon, and of course, anyone with an expiring license or registration, that's going to be extended a day, and of course, all road tests getting canceled. Now, also state employees, non-essential second shift employees are not to report to work, and other state employees were leaving work early. Now, as we mentioned earlier, the forecasts indicate travel will be becoming more treacherous this afternoon. We're going to see 1 to 3 inches falling per hour at the heaviest parts of this storm. Now, right now, there is no travel ban in the state, as we've seen in some big past snow events. But Governor Malloy urging everyone to stay off the roads if possible and never to pass a plow for both your own safety and that of the plow driver. Now, we've been seeing some conditions, as you can see in these photos shared from some of our towns, including Trumbull and Wilton, and some from Reading. Roads really starting to get covered now. Now, Governor Malloy says that 634 plow trucks are on the roads currently, and 200 contractor plows will be called in. State police also have some extra crews out there. So that's what we're following now. Metro North is on a reduced schedule today. They're hoping to start running hourly trains by 8 p.m. tonight, but we are going to keep following that. And of course, all of our HAN Network news sites are keeping you updated on what's closing. I know we have some closing scrolling there at the bottom, but things are always changing in this storm. A lot of people wanting to get out and close up early because things are only supposed to get worse as the day progresses on. So again, we're going to wrap things up here on your Stormcast, but we want everyone to stay safe out there, and please keep checking your local HAN Network news site for more information. We'll also be keeping you updated on Twitter at HAN Network CT. Stay safe and stay warm. We'll see you next time.